For more on the ground, I want to bring in Paul Grod. He's in Medyka, Poland. He is the president of the Ukrainian World Congress, an international non-governmental organization that represents the interests of more than 20 million Ukrainians. He's also Canadian and arrived in Poland just 2 days ago and is there to prioritize where the aid will be distributed to Ukraine's territorial defense. Mr. Grod, thank you so much for your time today. Let's start first, if you can kind of identify where you are and what you're seeing.
So I'm right now on the Ukrainian-Polish border, and you can see behind me the border crossing. You can see the soup kitchens that are feeding those that are coming across the border. These people are cold, they are scared, and they are very much afraid, not just for themselves, but more so for their families that they have left at home. And these are primarily women and children. The men have stayed behind, so they've left behind their sons, their fathers, their husbands, and they need help. And that's what the situation is. They need help on the ground so they can actually defend themselves. These are volunteer territorial defense organizations that are part of the Ministry of Defense, and these people unfortunately do not have the protective equipment that they need to defend themselves. So that's why we're here. We're here on a massive logistics humanitarian effort to get the protective equipment to those defenders of Ukraine. Bulletproof vests, helmets, night vision goggles, military grade field kits, medical kits. That's what we're trying to get to those people here on the ground in Poland.
So I can't imagine what you must be hearing from the people on the ground. As you say, it's a lot of women and children because they've left the men behind to fight. What are you hearing from them? And they must be so thankful that you're bringing this equipment for their loved ones who had to stay behind.
So one of the questions that was asked yesterday, I've been to 2 border points, one yesterday as well, with a group of U.S. senators who were here on a fact-finding mission. The U.S. senators were asking these people, what do you want from the United States? And they asked for one clear thing: close the skies. Help us stop this rain of bombs. Just yesterday in Western Ukraine, Russian fighter jets fired 8 bombs, killing, I think the latest estimate was over 30 people. And this is what the Ukrainian people want. They want the U.S., they want NATO ally countries to close the airspace so that Ukraine stops getting bombed. This is incessant and this is not just a tragedy. This is a war crime that's being committed on the Ukrainian people, and they are just afraid, and they know that there's nowhere in Ukraine that they can hide anymore because now the Russian bombers are coming into Western Ukraine.
Yeah, and tell people what type of, you gave a sample of what type of aid you are providing, but how much aid, and give us some of those examples again.
So the initiative is called unitewithukraine.com. It's an initiative by the Ukrainian World Congress. We've raised some $10 million so far, which is quite frankly a bit paltry. We need to raise many more tens of millions of dollars to be able to provide these men and women on the other side of the border the protective equipment, the bulletproof vests, the helmets, the medical kits, the life-saving medical kits, night vision goggles. These are the kinds of equipment that we need to do because we want to make sure that these women and children can return back to Ukraine. If they don't stop the war, if they don't stop the Russian military, then they will not be able to come back to Ukraine. And that's why we need to support and save those people's lives in Ukraine.
Yeah, you mentioned you landed there a couple of days ago. How much supplies are you there with right now?
So we are bringing supplies from different parts of the world. So we're bringing supplies from areas like Europe, like the United States, like Canada, and so this aid is coming from various different areas. And so we're not physically actually bringing these flak jackets. Actually, we will be delivering some medical kit. Unfortunately, these flak jackets will be delivered through official channels. So it's really critical that we make sure the integrity of the process. Making sure that we've assessed where this needs to go, where the equipment is needed, and then number 2, most needed at this time. Number 2, making sure we procure the right type of equipment, and number 3, making sure that it gets to the right spot. And that's what we're focusing on right now, is working through official Ukrainian government channels to get the equipment there.
Now I see you're getting moved around. I'm not sure if we need
I am.
we'll let you go.
Yeah, you know what? I'm being moved around because because I'm at the border, and so they're for security purposes trying to avoid any kind of photography being taken here at the border. So sorry if I'm sort
That's
of being
okay.
escorted away here, but
That's
no, we're in a good spot now.
Okay, so you're in a good spot now. Thank you for that. Just one of the things I want to ask you, you were at the border. What are people telling you? What
Yes.
type of stories?
We're seeing people from all over Ukraine coming through these borders. They're coming from Kharkiv. They're coming from eastern Ukraine. They're coming from all over the country. And what they're saying is that they are just fearful for their lives. They see continuous bombing. They're seeing continuous military invasion. They're seeing incessant human rights abuses, where people are being basically prevented from living their lives. So on that note, I'm going to have to bid goodbye because I'm being asked to leave by the Polish security guards. But they've been very helpful in supporting Ukraine throughout this whole process. So we have to huge thanks to the people of Poland and the government of Poland for everything they're doing to help the Ukrainians.
Okay, Mr. Grod, I want to thank you for your time. You're being escorted away. Please stay safe on the ground there.
Will do. Thank you. Bye-bye. Glory to
Paul
Ukraine.
Grod
Unite with Ukraine. Bye-bye.
in Medyka, Poland. He is the president of the Ukrainian World Congress, clearly had to get out of that situation there for safety reasons.